For all the jaw-dropping moments WWE delivers, it's important to remember, it's all scripted. The action may be pre-planned, but the pain is real. Wrestlers risk their bodies night in and night out, sacrificing themselves for the show. It's not fake, it's choreographed, calculated, and captivating. What truly makes WWE special is its mastery of long-term storytelling, and how it blurs the line between fantasy and reality. And somehow, the 2024 NBA Eastern Conference semifinals between the New York Knicks and Indiana Pacers felt exactly like that, like a plot straight out of Vince McMahon's playbook. You couldn't script it better. A rivalry with history, two teams clawing for their first NBA Finals appearance in over 2 decades. Fan bases brimming with passion. And two star players, Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Haliburton, becoming the protagonists in a sports drama that took center stage in both the NBA and WWE. The Knicks and Pacers playoff feud is nothing new. Reggie Miller became the Knicks' biggest villain in the 90s, a heel of epic proportions. His taunts, his infamous feud with Spike Lee, and his dagger threes made him enemy number one in Madison Square Garden. And John Starks, fiery and unfiltered, once headbutted Miller in the heat of battle, a move that would fit right into a WWE ring. Fast forward to 2024, and the stakes are even higher. Both teams had been starved of finals appearances. Emotions ran high, tensions overflowed, but what really elevated the series was the modern-day rivalry between Brunson and Haliburton. It was no longer just basketball, it was theater. And like any great wrestling angle, it needed a moment that transcended the court. Enter WWE SmackDown. The date, June 28, 2024. The place, Madison Square Garden. 5 weeks after the Pacers had humiliated the Knicks in Game 7, ending New York's season in brutal fashion with a 130-109 blowout. The wound was still fresh. The crowd still angry. The story wasn't finished. WWE saw the opportunity. They leaned into the moment, crafting a segment that would turn a basketball rivalry into a sports entertainment crossover. Knowing Haliburton was a massive wrestling fan, WWE invited him to appear. And the Pacers guard didn't hesitate. He knew exactly what kind of reaction he'd get returning to MSG, the scene of the crime. But when he arrived at the arena, WWE had one more surprise in store. They asked, "Where's Brunson?" Confused at first, Haliburton quickly realized what was happening. This wasn't just a guest spot, it was a face-off. During a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifying match featuring LA Knight and Santos Escobar, Haliburton accompanied United States champion Logan Paul to the ring. Paul already had nuclear-level heat with WWE fans, but bringing Haliburton into the mix, that turned the crowd into a powder keg. As they walked down the ramp, Haliburton scanned the crowd, and there he was. Jalen Brunson. The Garden erupted, their eyes locked, two playoff foes, now standing inches apart in a wrestling ring. It didn't need words, it was pure electricity. The match continued, and Logan Paul, ever the villain, looked to cheat his way to victory. He asked Haliburton to toss him brass knuckles, hoping to steal the win. But just as things looked grim for LA Knight, Brunson jumped the barricade and confronted Haliburton. It stopped the plan cold. No knuckles, no advantage, just chaos. Knight capitalized. He pinned Paul. The crowd roared, and Brunson had the last word, at least for that night. This wasn't just a publicity stunt. It was storytelling at its finest. The blending of real sports and scripted entertainment, the continuation of a rivalry that had ignited on hardwood and spilled into the squared circle. It was brilliant, bold, and deeply satisfying for fans of both worlds. Brunson later reflected on the moment, saying, "WWE, they were cooking when they did that." And he wasn't wrong. The company had crafted a perfect intersection of basketball drama and wrestling spectacle. That's what makes modern sports so compelling. The line between real and scripted, between show and substance, is thinner than ever. NBA players grow up on WWE. WWE borrows from real-life sports heat. And when those worlds collide, it creates moments that transcend both arenas. The Knicks may have lost the series, but Brunson walked into WWE and claimed a different kind of win, a moral victory, a crowd victory, a theatrical victory. And Haliburton, he embraced the role of the villain. He knew exactly what he was doing. They're not just athletes anymore. They're characters. They're entertainers. They're storytellers. And whether it's on the court or under the lights of Madison Square Garden, the feud between New York and Indiana lives on. It's the kind of saga that reminds us why we love sports. Not just for the scores. Not just for the stats. But for the stories.